Yeah, Taraji, I want to ask you as well, kind of a hard segue, but I want to ask you about what do you think is going to happen to the price of SILV uh, after the land sale? Do you reckon the prospect of Illuvitars is going to help it hold its value? Do you think that it's just going to drop and people are going to, do you think people are going to spend all of that SILV? Do you reckon they're going to try to time the market and try and profit as it goes up? Because I think that's, we all agree that it probably will go up closer to the land sale. We might be wrong, but it's just something that we've all agreed on. What do you think about all of that?
Now, I've looked at it as a simple supply and demand situation of right now, there has been a ton of supply of people that have been staking that want liquidity. And so they're the ones that have been selling to take liquidity out, happy with 40 cents on the dollar relative to ILV, or a futures play of, I think ILV is going down. And so the people that have sold on the way down did okay. Now they can buy back in cheaper. Yeah. We're now having the first instance of demand in the next 2 weeks with land, unless Illuvitars have a date and it's not just soon. You've now pulled that demand curve out again. And so now you just have supply. I think there's two things that play against that slightly. They're different than us being on this side of land sale. And number one is if 70% of the supply gets used, that available supply is way down. And two, unlock is coming. And so a lot of the like OG whales that have been in since day one on staking, they don't need to claim as SILV to get liquidity now because they're having unlocking ILV coming out, and that you can sell 1 for 1. And so why claim something else that I'm going to get 50 cents on the dollar for when I have the actual thing that's essentially the equivalent that I can sell right now? And so I think it's going to feel different, but it will drop. It depends on those two pieces, but I think date on Illuvitar really is that big one.
Yeah. I think.
Do you think sILV2 will climb a lot before land sale? I get a lot of questions about. Do you think sILV2 will hit the price of ILV?
So here's my not financial advice answer of if I was a betting man and could put $1 on it of what I think is going to happen. I think by the day of the land sale, we're at 80 to 90% of ILV. And then I think by end of day 2, that's dropping. Because I think at that point, it's the people that do want to unload at the current price, don't want to carry it through to a Illuvitar sale. And so I think we see this curve happen over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I had a few people ask me if they think it will go above the price of ILV. And that's a really funny one because what happens when it hits the price of ILV is everyone claims an SILV. There's no point in claiming an ILV. So I think if you
it's going to be self-correcting very quickly, though.
Very fast. I think as soon as you get to that 80, 90% mark, everyone's going to dump their supply straight onto it and it's going to drop really, really fast. So
and why there always has to be that gap there is because of transaction fees. Like you're going to use it, you're going to pull this over. And so even if it's trading at par, you're losing money relative to ETH because you have to buy it.
But I mean, the closer it gets, the more sense it makes to take SLV and put it in SLP pool and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I think that 80 to 90%, I'm also 90, I think is, again, this is just, I haven't done any like research on this. Is just what I think. I think 90% might be a bit of a stretch, but I think that 70 to 80 is possible. If it hits 90, that's going to be wild to see what happens. Like, because I think if it hits 90, I think like Scoriox is saying, I think people are just going to start claiming and selling it because why wouldn't they?